kindergarten through 8th grade, we were fine with what was working. Private school was working. We couldn't stay at the school they were in because it ended at 8th grade, so we needed to make a change. The jump to high school was a big jump. We didn't know, should they go back to public school? Should we continue in private school? Should we homeschool? What were our options? Private school for high school was crazy expensive when you're talking 3 boys times 4 years.
My daughter had a hard time in middle school. She was a great student, but she started with anxiety, depression, and everything due to the social environment at the school. So it was very, very hard for her.
My middle son was going to brick and mortar school, but I could kind of tell that a lot of his creativity was being suppressed.
You do it this way. There's one way to do it, and you do it this way. And if you don't do it that way, you're wrong.
A couple of friends that we met were talking about this online program through the state, which happened to be free.
I saw an advertisement for it in a newspaper, and then I looked it up online and I started reading about it, and it sounded like a really interesting concept.
When my wife told me about the new online concept for school, so that may be something we want to try out.
He was actually more interested. I kind of expected him to be a little put off because we both went to traditional schooling, but he was more excited about it than me.
Finding University View Academy was a really nice fit.
We are a public school. We are funded just like any other public school, but it is more like a charter school, so supported by the state. So there's no fee that you have to pay. Actually, there's nothing that you have to put out of pocket at all.
They send you your supplies, they send you the computer, they send you everything you're gonna need.
In UVA, you just have to do the core classes that you really need to pursue where you want to be. They have a more flexible schedule. It's a better schedule for them, and they really enjoy it.
I ask them all the time, are you happy? Do you want to keep doing this? You know, I want to do what works for you. And they love staying home, getting their work done, and having the time freedom to do what they want to do. They have a part-time job, so they are able to juggle their schedule the way they need to.
My oldest boy, he's not the oldest, but he's the 3 that I have in UVA. When he saw his schedule, he was like, oh yes.
You know, I get to get up and have my own schedule to do what I want to do throughout the day instead of sitting through classes I don't even need to be at.
I always try to complete my coursework in the morning, so it really gives me a lot of time to do both and not have to stress about missing one or the other.
If I went to a brick or mortar school, I most likely wouldn't be able to do drama class because I'm also in acting, because then the schedule would be too tight. I'd probably have to take up less dance classes, so I wouldn't be as advanced as I am, and I wouldn't have been able to do a lot of the stuff I do now.
You can work on specific things at like any time. So if you're like behind in something, it'll still be there for you to do it. Even if you're like on vacation, you can catch it up.
I liked the idea of homeschooling, but I didn't want to be the teacher. I didn't want to have to do the lesson plans, and I didn't want to have to stay over their shoulder saying, are you doing your work? And knowing that they had teachers for all the subjects, they could take anything that was offered in a public school, but online from home was really attractive to us.
They do have a special education section that they can help kids with special needs, but they try to encourage having the kids all together, so they develop the ability to be in a regular environment. The teachers are very good about telling you, you're missing this, you're missing this, you're missing this is what you have to do. Or if they have a lower grade and they have an opportunity to take it again, they can do that.
You get to know what your children are doing. That's a really big deal for me. And that's what I really appreciate about University View, just knowing, I get to know what they're doing in their classes. I can sit in on live lessons. I can call their teachers who are immediately responsive. I can ask questions. And having that level of involvement in their education is something that I didn't realize when I started this journey in University View I was going to have. that I really enjoy.
There is an early college program at University View Academy that gives you an opportunity to graduate with associate's degree.
When they're in dual enrollment, you can have 2 years of free college, and I mean that comes to a lot of money. So when my daughter graduates, she'll be able to have 2 years, an associate's degree that has been paid for. So that's a huge, huge advantage financially.
Them being able to be in honors classes or in dual enrollment, or in a club if they want to be in a club, there's plenty of choices and options for them in this school.
When Christian was already in his freshman year, I thought about how quickly he's grown. And I thought to myself, we only have another 3 to 4 years with him, and then he's going to be off to college. So that was another motivator for me, to have him here with me and to be able to instill life lessons, not having to worry about them in a specific school setting with their peers, with bullying.
And those kids that don't fit in, that they feel, I just don't fit in, or they're too young to know that they don't fit in. They're not going to be isolated. They're not going to be pointed at, like sometimes in school where there is one kid that is alone in the playground or alone in the cafeteria. Every kid fits in.
If you want to homeschool, but you don't want to have all the planning on your shoulders, you don't want to have to pick your own curriculum, because that is like a needle in a haystack, finding the curriculum that fits for you. If you don't want to do the lesson planning, if you want everything set up for you and you just plug your kids in, this is the program.